Good morning. I'm Tim. It's Sunday 4:09 and it's 1/18/2015. It's been probably, I think the last one I did was on the 15th of December. So it's been a little while, bringing up things and trying to get rid of things. And okay, this is Tim. This is my story, my thoughts, my ramblings, maybe a little bit of knowledge. And it's been over a month since the last time. Had a good thing. Had a good Christmas and New Year's. Um, we had Christmas at the house. New Year's we went to bed about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Terry was tired, and so was I. And didn't even wake up with all the booms. Apparently, not many rifle shots in this area over that time. The 4th of January, Crystal, our youngest daughter, had a reveal party. She went to the doctor's, had an ultrasound done. Oh, she's pregnant for the first time. Her and her husband, Mike. Uh, they went to the doctor's and had an ultrasound done. And I guess he put the results in an envelope. And she gave that to the lady who was going to bake the cake. And they made a cake for a reveal party. And on top, they made a smaller cake. And she cut that open, and that was either pink or blue, depending on whether it was a girl or a boy. And I was sure it was going to be a girl, but I was wrong. She's going to have a little boy. And her and Mike are quite happy, thrilled to death. And the kid's going to have some awesome parents because they both work good with one another. Crystal's starting a new business, I guess, with Todd, something to do with phone service or something. So one of these days she's going to find her way to make her million. That's really cool. This time we're going through right now, I've been listening to uh, Dolores Cannon. She passed away in, according to the YouTube, November of this year. Always liked her. I always liked what she had to say. She was more than a past life regressionist. From what she says and from what I've read and things, she taps into a higher intelligence. She calls them they, the group that she ties into. But really, a lot of interesting things that she says. But the main one is that we need to lose the fear. We need to stop being afraid of death, afraid of war, afraid of all the things that they're telling us are going on. Sit down for a few minutes and take a couple deep breaths and think in your life, unless you have a child over there, how are you being affected other than what they're giving to you on the news? We need to bring our children home. We need to stop the governments from doing what they're doing. If they want to get out there, let's set up a ring and we let them get out there and fight their asses into the ground. I don't really care. But to hell with this of killing our children for the corporations. Okay. David Icke. No, not David Icke. David Wilcox. He was, he's talking, boy, my mind went blank on David. He just, check out his website. He's got a lot of interesting material on there. He's talking about how the cabal's being shut down, that there are going to be the arrests that they've talked about. Things are happening behind the scenes. The new banking system that's coming in. And there's a lot of positive out there if you get off of the news and away from the television. There's not much on there to watch anyway, but yeah. Oh, when I first went on hospice, there were a lot of people around and everything on there. Now that I've been on it for a while, it's kind of like I had one person call. I just wanted to see if you're still alive yet. I hadn't heard from you for a little while. Yeah, I'm still here. I noticed that when I was doing hospice, people a family situation, you've got somebody that has a chronic illness and they're going through a lot of pain and things. I understand how it takes a toll on us because we can't do anything about it. Guys are fixers. You tell us about something, we're trying to figure out how to fix it and straighten it out. That's how I became a good listener, because my wife would tell me something about going on down at work, and I'm wanting to go fix it. And one day she just started explaining to me in a very loud voice that she didn't need somebody to fix it. She just wanted to vent and needed to release. So now I'm a good listener. I just sit there and I don't try to throw as many ideas in. Every once in a while I'll make a comment, but it's more of listening and venting. And that's what caregivers need to do. And they hold that in and they bottle it up. So then they're feeling uneasy around their patient or family member, the one they love, because of how they're feeling. They don't want to be around them because every time they get around them, it really makes them mad because there's nothing they can do, and I just don't want to be here. But the person who's sick is still there. They can't do anything about it, and they can sense these feelings. And there's nothing wrong with them because it's part of the grief. It's part of what we go through. Most times it doesn't happen till afterwards, but a lot of times it happens before. After a while, you get mad at the person for being sick all the time. There's nothing they can do, and you know that. But you just get mad at them because they're sick all the time. I can't do a damn thing. Every time we turn around, they're here, they're sick. These are all natural feelings. The thing that you don't want to do is not release them. Go outside, yell, scream. Go outside, talk to God. Go away from the patient. And when you've talked yourself down or released a lot of it, then go in and talk to whoever it was and tell them what you're going through, because they're pretty much going through the same things themselves. So you need to, main thing is communication. Terry went through it. For a while, she was really mad. I really didn't want to make very much noise or anything. But at the time, she was dealing with her dad, and I had just gotten out of the hospital and everything. She was under a lot of stress. And I knew what was going on, so it didn't bother me as much as it might have somebody else. But a lot of times, the person who's sick doesn't know that this is what you're going through. And they're taking it personally. And if you talk, then they know what you're going through. And they don't take it as personally. And they can help you when you feel this way. They can talk to you and, I understand you're feeling bad, and it's all right. It's part of what we're doing. It's part of the lessons we're learning. Because everything we're going through here is one big lesson. The better we handle it, how can I put it? Not taking things as solely directed at us. Release a lot of what we've got. Dolores Cannon was talking about karma, and it's something we need to release. And I had a lot of anger towards my old man, against my parents, for things when I was growing up that had gone on. And I did some meditations on it. I asked for help and things. And I started realizing that they did the best they could with the tools they had. I look at how I've lived my life and raised my children, and it's, I see a lot of ways I could have done things differently and improved, so I know they do. But you can't hold on to the feelings of you didn't do a good enough job. It's more of the lessons that you can learn from the things that you've been through. The lessons you can learn about helping others. One of the big things that people like is to be listened to. And a lot of times, friends and people I know will call me, and they'll call to see how I'm doing. And after we talk for a little while, how are you doing? And oh, I'm all right. Oh, yeah, it sounds like there's something bothering you. Well, this little thing didn't really mean much, and then they start talking about it and letting it out, and they feel a lot better because they hadn't had anybody to be able to talk to that would understand. And I feel a lot better because I'm still contributing. I did something to help somebody, and after all, that's what we're really here for. We're not here to make $1 million. We're here to help one another, to be happy, show love. When I was a little kid, I went to Catholic school. I used to get in trouble because they'd ask me what I wanted to be when I was older. And I used to say happy. That's stupid. What do you mean? You can't work at happy? But that's what I always wanted to do, to be able to be happy. And what makes me happy might bore somebody else to death or might scare the shit out of somebody else. But I do the things I like to do because they make me happy. And I try not to infringe on other people when I'm doing things like that. Because if it's bothering somebody else, then what you're doing is not right. I believe it's the Native Americans, or maybe it's just an indigenous people, but I've read it and heard it a couple of times that the way we need to start looking at things in the world, if it's not good enough for the next 7 generations, there's no good in it. We need to stop the fracking. We need to stop the oil well drilling and causing the earthquakes and the rest of the crap we're doing. We got fuelless energy out there. Let's start working towards more. We need the governments to wake up, especially the one that we've got, the land of the free. Yeah, try and go have a free speech with about 4 or 5 of your friends and watch what happens. There's a lot of fear out there, and fear can be the biggest enemy because you'll do a lot of things when you're afraid that you normally wouldn't do. So a good way to release fear is, well, no, people get paranoid. I like to smoke a bowl and relax, but I was watching a video of a guy who smoked pot for the first time, and he really got paranoid and really scared about it. So for him, I wouldn't suggest it. For me, I've enjoyed it for, well, a little while. Remember, in the end, only kindness matters. Work from your heart, because when we do things out of love, we're never wrong. And I'll try and do a few more of these, but I really don't have much to say, or I get on and I don't think people are really interested in what I have to say, which I don't blame you if you're not. I think I'm making these for me because they do help me, because I feel like I'm contributing. I think I'll go play some solitaire. For everybody else, have a wonderful Sunday night. Peace. Oh, wait, I gotta go find the screen. There we go. Oh, and I am going to go smoke a bowl. I didn't smoke any this time just because of I didn't want that to be the reason that I couldn't think of anything to talk about. Well, peace, love, and lights out.